Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. On the agenda tonight, we're going back to 1997 and we're going to be taking a look at a 16-year-old Jonny Lang, and he's going to be playing through his track Lie to Me. So let's get Jonny up on screen and see how he gets on.
Doesn't matter anymore. It could never be the way it was before. If I can't hold on to you, you better give me something I can hold on to. Oh, sister, you know I want you. Let me dream. Anybody could see that you love him more than me.
I'm just going to jump in here because we've got a good vibe of the performance so far. And the way that Jonny sings, I mean, bearing in mind that he's 16 years old, he's just got a crazy tone to his voice. It just sounds like someone who is so much older than that, because he's got that soul in there, he's got that gritty side to it as well. And the other thing to add into the equation is that when he starts playing guitar and lead guitar, is that the expression stays the same. He's not playing a million notes a second here, but he's keeping that same groove, the same feel, and the same angst that he's got in his voice. He's translating that onto the fretboard. So he's got that consistent voice, not only the one coming out of his mouth, but also coming through the guitar. And having that level of consistency means that the track never dips, because it's so easy to have a great singer who then goes and plays a bit of guitar and their lead isn't quite there, or it's not the same feel as when they were just singing because they're a great singer, but then the guitar lets them down. Whereas Jonny absolutely has worked on the expression of his playing so that he doesn't need to play fast, but he can play slowly with that wide controlled vibrato to get the same feel as he's been delivering with his vocals. It's a heavy, almost wild vocal that he's got in there because of the expression. So it means that when he goes to his guitar, he still has to have that wild approach to the playing. And he very much has that, the way that he plays his bends, but also within our classic pentatonic shape here, minor pentatonic and blues scale, The way that he's throwing the bends in as well, having that percussive strike on the strings by muting all the other strings and then just hearing the string that you're bending, is giving it that wild sound to every single phrase that he's putting down. Another thing to mention is the band, because we've got a super hot band backing up Jonny here, and we've got 3 great backing vocalists. The female backing vocalist is crazy good as well. Listen to some of the lines that she's laying down. And you could argue that would you get the same sound with a bunch of 16-year-olds? Probably not, but this is the advantage of being signed to a big label, is having the funds to spend on your band and to get great session guys that can back you up. And a great case here, absolutely solid. Foundation is solid with the bass and drums here, absolutely in the pocket. These other elements that are added on, I always mention about keys. It's great to have that sound live. We have that here. It's great to have harmony vocals. We have that here as well. Pretty much everything you want is in this performance. And Jonny's got that luxury of having a rhythm guitarist as well, which means that he can just pop in for his lead lines if he wants to and doesn't have to worry about playing rhythm guitar. He can just jump straight into lead, keep his tone the same the whole time. He does jump into that wah-wah pedal as well, which is going to give it some cool expression for the solo and set it apart from the rest of the lead that he plays within the track. And Jonny didn't start at a really early age. He started when he was 12 and he went to see a band called the Bad Medicine Blues Band. And the guitarist from that band started to give Jonny guitar lessons. And a few months after that, Jonny joined up with the band, started playing with them. And a couple of years after that, when Jonny was 14, that's when A&M Records were invited down to watch him play. And they gave him a deal and they recorded this album, Lie to Me, when he was 15. So for this performance, he must have just turned 16, because this is obviously the promotion for that album and really shows that title track and what Jonny can do live. But let's get into the rest of the performance. And there we have it. That's the kind of track that you hope turns into a really long jam, because how tight the band are is just crazy, and just the groove of it and the way that it's just rolling along, and it really is picking up speed. And especially when Jonny starts getting into that solo, applying that wide vibrato, and the expression in his playing is all there. 16 again, let's just get that in perspective. But again, the backing vocals are just crazy good. It's almost like a lead vocal. You've probably got backing vocalists here that are standalone lead vocalists as well, because it is so strong all over the band. Now Jonny is 38, he's been playing ever since, and he released his album Signs in 2017, but he's got 8 albums in all. One of those was a live album, and 5 of those albums all charted in the top 50, and he also has gigged with Rolling Stones, B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Aerosmith, the list goes on. And he also is a regular at the Experience Hendrix tour. So you can check out Jonny paying tribute to Hendrix with so many other top artists on that tour. But at such a young age, to have the expression in his voice, but also to be so competent lead-wise on the guitar in order to get the same expression that he can get with that voice, it really is a rare thing to see. And here is a great example of somebody being so young, slotting into a top band and not being out of place at all. But thank you so much for suggesting this video for me to take a look at, and keep those suggestions coming in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!